you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Are you ready for some more Splinterlands strategy videos? We're going to take a look at another Rebellion card today, one that I think is very, very underrated in the Sultry Barmaid. This is the card that uses one of our new abilities with Rebellion, Ambush. Ambush, in case you've been living under a rock, Ambush is an ability that will allow you to attack before turn 1. So there is an ambush phase where only the ambush cards can attack. So at your bronze level, at your very initial level, 1 BCX, Sultry Barmaid just gets an early attack in, but really goes up to the next level here at level 3, which is still bronze level, when you can add in that stun. Now it has a chance to stun a card before it takes its round 1 turn, and that makes this a very solid card. And it's got some fun pairings as well, because what pairs very well with stun? Knockout. So unfortunately we don't have a lot of knockout options. If we come over here, so here's knockout. You see there's only in modern, there's only one knockout neutral card. I don't think there's any knockout dragon cards, are there? Only if you go into wild. But there is one knockout water card that can actually pair very, very well, but only at the highest level. So the first couple of videos I'm going to show here are they are Diamond League strategies. I'll show some other ones towards the end that don't have to be Diamond League, but Coastal Sentry here is just an absolute beastly pairing with our Sultry Barmaid. Here, we'll come over here, Coastal Sentry. You can see at max level, it gets this knockout. It has piercing, and it's a fast attacker. So when you can get that stun in early before round 1, and then you come in and you can do 10 damage twice with piercing, you can get a ton of damage there, and that has been a very, very nice combination. Coastal Sentry has been it's been a meta card even before Rebellion was released, even before that stun, but we haven't really had a great ability to take advantage of that knockout. We come over here and look at some of the stun cards in water. Outside we've got 2 new great Rebellion pairings, the Sultry Barmaid and Daigen Dark Surveyor. This is actually one of the cards that it was one of my last cards to get. I thought it was pretty overpriced on the market, so I waited for the prices to fall. They've finally fallen. I've picked up this card. I think you're gonna see another combo pairing here with that one, because 5 speed ranged or magic attack pairs perfectly with 5 speed high damage melee, because you'll get the stun to go first, because that's one of the problems we've had with these other pairings. Okay, in Chaos we have Igor here, but Igor's 3 speed. And one of the problems that you have, first off, you've already got RNG to start, right? Because stun is only a 50% chance. So, but then if you do get the stun, there is so much that can happen between the 3 speed going and looping around to the next turn to our 5 speed Coastal Sentry going. And whether it's, you already do a lot of damage, you don't need that 10 damage hit, let alone twice, because the card's already taken a lot of damage by then. Maybe it's been cleansed by then. Maybe it's been killed off completely. Same with Water Card. Water Card I've had a little bit more luck with, because 1 speed is very slow, and then you can switch over the next turn to the faster Coastal Sentry. But 5 speed isn't ultra fast necessarily. A lot of times you'll see a lot faster teams than that. So it's been kind of hard to pair those stuns in there. All the other cards are wild cards, and again, even in wild, you see, okay, a snipe stun doesn't necessarily help. There are slower stun cards, so it's been really hard to combine that stun and that knockout. But Sultry Barmaid changes that a little bit. Let's go in. Let's just show it off here. Get me in a better spot on the screen so you can see the rule says that pops up here. This is a perfect example here, because we've got a nice little summoner that lets us stick Coastal Sentry in the 2nd spot, and that's been a very common play, right? But here we go. We get an opening stun, and look at that immediately. 20 damage with that piercing. Oh, then you get the trample on top of it, dishing out 25 damage there before they get to even take a turn. And this is a perfect video to also show the problems with the other stuns, because you saw that on opening on turn 1. But then here, look, we got a stun in, but then we couldn't get the knockout because down here we have a 3-speed ranged cleanse. So I have two stuns up here, but both Barmaid and Dark Spear are going to go. And then even if they land the stun, it gets cleansed down here. So the only chance we had for that stun and that knockout was at that ambush. That ambush makes a big, big difference and just completely changes the entire tide of the battle there. So having that early stun is just very nice. And then it's also nice being early because you haven't whittled down their tank at all. You get it early off when their tank up front is still gonna have a lot of damage, so you can really maximize that stun knockout combo, and you can just do heavy damage. Here, look at this, our beefy hippo up there with 27 total health. Look at this. So we get the early stun. And we're going to see the same thing. Now, they've got a fast team down here. Luckily, they didn't have any cleanse or anything like that to cleanse that stun. But you know what's going to happen, right? 10, 20 damage. And they do get their repair. They repair a little bit of that armor. But that was enough. That was enough to quickly get through their tank up top. And it's just so much damage. We lose the stun. We didn't get another one in there. And yes, it is RNG. There's only a 50% chance to land that stun, but we've seen this before. This is a good setup regardless. We're not going all in on that stun necessarily. Here we had this is a 99 mana battle. Used one slot, 5 mana. It's still a good team outside of that. I mean, even if we don't get the stun, we're still doing 10 damage with Trample, with Pierce, double strike. It's still a very, very good setup. So you're not going all in gambling on that stun. But when you get it, it is lights out. Absolutely lights out. I'm sure you've all seen by now how good Coastal Sentry is on its own. Then you get to double that damage. It's sick. Absolutely sick. Let's take a look at one more. This is another setup I like, is setting the taunt in the back. And, we've got a couple of chances in there for some stuns. Ambush, stun. Luckily we didn't get dodged. And 10 damage, double strike, trample. Oh, call it back, run it over again, resurrect it just so you can back up and run it over twice. That's always a satisfying move. When you get to trample a card twice in the same turn, I love it. It's over from there. It's over. Well, let's get some more tramples in there for good measure. You don't even need the stun at that point. Oh, we've got even more tramples. It doesn't have to be Coastal Sentry. Lots of good pairings. And it can be used even outside. Yes, this is a Diamond League strategy. Let's go over to a couple battles here where we're not using Coastal Sentry. This one's ranged only. And it's always fun. Okay, we don't have a lot of knockout cards, but guess what? We have a knockout rule set. Heavy hitters. All monsters have the knockout ability. So let's get a quick stun in, and then everybody does double damage. You don't have to worry near as much about timing there. This is where immunity can come in. Foreshadowing for our next battle. Immunity can be great. I was a little nervous when this was released, what that would mean stunning early on in the round. If that stun, or in the ambush phase, if that stun could actually expire before we get the chance to get those knockout hits in. As you can see there, it does not. It does not expire. Even if that card can go in the knockout phase, you can still get some heavy hit, or you can still potentially get some knockouts in the next round. Oh, by the way, we've got a nice Rebellion Summoner here that I like as well. This has been a go-to of mine on these ranged only rule sets, where you get Wave Brood, who has Return Fire, and you throw a shield on him. There's shield, Return Fire, tons of health. That is an absolutely sick card in these rule sets. So a pair of MVPs there for that battle. We can see we don't have to have Coastal Sentry to take advantage of it. Here's another one. Who's one of the best tanks in the game? Bakjira. Let's just go in, get an early stun. And again, we've got this heavy hitters rule set, which is why I went with Smith up front, so I didn't have to worry about getting stunned. Look at that, even with magic damage, we're even getting good magic damage against Bakjira. Taking him down on one turn. That would not have been possible without that stun. Got a couple stuns in, and it's just nice when you've got that in that first round. Yes, stun is only a 50-50 chance, but you essentially get an extra chance in that first round to land that stun in. Drastically increases your chances there. I had 2 stunning characters trying to maximize that opportunity. Don't underestimate Knockout. Knockout is very, very nice, and you can use it again even with the rule set. I know it's not in lower levels. You don't have a lot of knockout that you can really get in there, but there are still some good strategies to get in, and I like it. I like the early stun, and there are a bunch of ways to use it. How are you guys using it? How are you using that early stun? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. I ran this on stream a couple days ago, and I think a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there were a few people that weren't aware of this strategy, and this was something new. So it's always fun to bring out some new strategies, show them off. New sets bring out new strategies. This is a perfect example, one I absolutely love. We've got a lot more coming. Stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. See you on the next one.